Have you got a modern common rail, ZD30, 4J, 1KD, any of those kind of things, and you want free horsepower, free torque, more reliability, clean AFRs, more fuel economy? Let's find out how. All right, people, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a super quick one. Just wanted to touch base on something that we're starting to find a lot more common. It's probably happening on every second or third ZD30 that comes through. So this one's mainly for ZD30s, but it can also relate to virtually any modern common rail diesel that has swirl flaps in the intake manifold. Okay, so it's more prevalent on the ZD30s, right? Because the ECU doesn't know if the swirl flap's open or closed. All it knows is it's going to send 12 volts to a solenoid, which sends vacuum to the actuator, which is supposed to shut the swirl flaps in the intake manifold. So I'll try and find a couple of photos of some intake manifolds. I thought I had an old one up the top here in the roof, but I think I've given that to someone else, so it's gone. So I'll try and find some photos to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and I'll put them up here somewhere if I find them. Full disclosure, this vehicle is not the one I'm going to show you on the dyno. We actually had a car in yesterday that had this issue, fixed it, rolled it, tuned it out the door. This one's come in today. It's an auto, so a little bit different, but same problem. So I thought, screw it, I'm gonna do a video so you guys at home can sort this out on your own vehicles. So the dyno sheets I'm gonna show you is actually for a manual, just because when you floor it, the RPM goes straight to the moon. It's really hard to catch the difference this makes to the vehicle down low on the RPM, like a manual does. When you accelerate, it slowly goes through the RPM on the dyno. But I wanna show you exactly what's happening, how you can check it yourself at home. Super simple, super quick. Let's have a quick look. Righto, so we've got the car running now. I apologise if you're not going to be able to hear me really well, but what I'm going to do now is go in. I'm going to pull the line off the solenoid, and you'll see that actuator revert to fully open. I'll then reconnect it, and you'll see it flick up, and it'll go fully closed. Okay, so let's have a quick look. That is now fully shut, the way it should be when it's sitting there normal. We reconnect this line on. You can see it's fully closed now. Fully open, fully closed. Fully open, fully closed. Okay, so essentially what you want to look at is if you start your car up and have it running and you can see that little hook up in the air, it is fully closed and it's stuck shut. If you pull this line off and you see the thing drop down, and the actuator rod comes up and that little hook that was kind of up in the air drops and sits against the grub screw, then you're fully open. So in this case, in this vehicle, solenoid is stuffed, like it's got dirt or something in here and it's stuck open, which means it's sending vacuum to him all the time, and it's keeping those swirl flaps shut. So essentially it's choking off one of the runners that's feeding each cylinder. So in this case, all I'm gonna do, we wanna pull off this line, which is the vacuum feed on the top of the solenoid here, pull him off. You can go down into there, delete it, remove it, whatever you want to do. Usually I just lay them over, put a zip tie back on them and push them back into that little clip there. Job done. Okay, so you can see there, rolled it over, zip tied, clipped it back in there. Sweet, all done. Now let's have a look at the actual results and see what that thing's going to be doing. So we can see peak power didn't make any difference. No big surprise. Down low though, okay, so the red line is where it came in. So we can see it was trying to make 270 and kind of rolled up to around 280, 290. That was with the swirl flap fully shut. We can see our boost was coming up here, hitting about 12 pound, struggling to make boost and kind of slowly climbing. Our AFRs were nice and lean, and they were plummeting down to, around 18 to 1 through here, where we're struggling to make boost. And that's all because those swirl flaps in the intake are shut. It's choking the motor, which is making it slower for the thing to come up on boost. So it's running richer, lazier, slower, less power, less torque, less drivability, all those kind of things. We can see once we literally just unplugged that line and allowed that swirl flap to fully open, the difference in torque it's picked up here. So we're making 20 to 30 newton meters more pretty much a whole way across that board. Our boost has come up to where it should be, 14, 15. Now this was completely stock boost controller, stock everything. So this is why our boost is still a bit funky in how you're going. But I just kind of wanted to show what you can literally do if your car is untuned, no testing, no nothing. Everyone at home with a ZD30 should be going out to their garage right now, checking that. If that thing is clogged over, you're gonna be losing fuel economy, power, torque, like I said. We've talked about this before on our Instagram, and we've literally had like 15, 20 people message in within the next day or two saying they went out, checked theirs, fixed it, drives much nicer, makes more boost, or not more boost, but just comes on boost quicker and easier and changes the way the car drives. Now, anytime you can pick up 20, 30 Newton meters and literally in a 5-minute exercise is a win-win for us. So go out, start your car. If that actuator rod pulls down and you can see that little hook sticking up in the air, that means they're closed. If you pull the vacuum line off that solenoid and you see the hook drop away, that's fully open, okay? So essentially, if it was my vehicle, I'd go out and probably just do that anyway. The idea of what the swirl flap is there for is it's supposed to increase air velocity at really low RPM, you know, when you're down at like 1,000 to 1,500. It's also there for EGR, so when the EGR valve opens, it's supposed to increase airflow again, which helps draw that EGR in and helps, you know, introduce swirl into the combustion chamber, mix the EGR, mix it up, all those kind of things. It's supposed to help and make that better. I've done this on probably hundreds of ZD30s now. We've had ZD30s that are down in the snow, up in the Northern Territory, in WA, everywhere. People have done this, never noticed a negative result, never noticed anything bad. It's always been positives, okay? So I feel confident that anyone at home can go out, check their vehicle, make this change if you want. If it is, and you pick up a good notice, let us know, leave it in the comments. If yours is clogged up, stuck shut, sorry, let us know in the comments. Like and share, follow the page, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do with the videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.